If your horse's hoof smells like rotting garbage, you don't just have a dirty hoof on your hands. You, my friend, have an infection, or rather, your horse has an infection in their hooves, and most people wait way too long before they actually deal with it. Today, we are talking about thrush. What it is, why your horse keeps getting it, and the biggest mistakes people make that actually make it worse. All right, let's just jump right in. What is thrush? Why are you scaring me? Thrush is a bacterial infection that lives in the frog of your horse's hoof, especially in those deep grooves. Thrush thrives in wet conditions, dirty stalls, mud, and hooves that aren't being cleaned properly. And here's the thing, thrush isn't merely cosmetic. It's not about your horse's hoof looking pretty. Sure, that matters too. But more importantly, thrush is literally eating away the tissue of your horse's foot. Yikes. You know what they say, if your horse doesn't have healthy hooves, you don't have a horse. Here are some signs you could be missing if your horse has thrush. So everybody knows about the smell. And by the time you've noticed the smell, it's progressed and you got a big infection on your hands. So here's what you should actually be watching for before noticing smell. Because bad smell, that is a tertiary symptom. It's not the first thing that happens, but often is the first thing you notice. So look out for these other preliminary symptoms. If your horse has black tar-like discharge, particularly around the frog of the horse's hoof, that sounds like an overgrowth of some bacteria. If you pick up your horse's hoof and they are reluctant to pick it up and otherwise they're a nice, polite horse, maybe your horse's hoof is sensitive and painful due to infection. If you're picking your horse's hoof and they slap it down or they are resistant to you doing so, this should give you cause to pause. And most glaringly obvious, aside from the smell, is you will notice your horse's frog literally starting to shrink and shrivel away. I'll put a picture for reference of what a normal frog looks like and what a shriveled up frog looks like. If you see anything that looks like this, it's not a little thrush, it's already well established. So let's say your horse has thrush. If a horse gets it once, they're bound to get it again and again and again. So why is this? This is where people get it wrong. They will identify that their horse has thrush, treat it. They treat it the one time, they keep treating it until it's gone. And they're like, oh, great, I can save some money and not have to buy that thrush medication anymore. Woohoo! Not so fast there, not so fast. Horses get thrush due to environmental factors. If those environmental factors, thus the underlying issue, is not being resolved, your horse is just going to keep getting thrush. So treating it once doesn't solve the problem. You need to fix the cause. These are the biggest culprits. If your horse's hooves are constantly moist, like in mud season when there's a bunch of rain, if you don't have good drainage in your pastures, if your horse is standing in their urine, pretty gross, or if they're standing in wet bedding. The bacteria that causes thrush loves moisture. It's like food for it essentially, and it just grows and grows and it gets worse and worse. If you're, a little skimpy picking your horse's hooves thoroughly, maybe if it's muddy, you don't want to touch their hooves, so you skip out on the hoof care one day, or you don't always pick them out after a ride or before a ride, or maybe your horse is impatient, doesn't want you to hold their hoof, so you're like, okay, good enough. I did a good enough job. Maybe you didn't. So that's another culprit, is not cleaning out their hooves frequently enough or properly. Keep in mind, the frog of the hoof has deep, narrow crevices. Super easy for mud, soiled bedding to get packed up into that part of the hoof. If your horse has a lack of movement as well, this can contribute to thrush. Because if a horse is not moving around as much, there's not as much air getting to the area. It's staying wet, the moisture is staying trapped under the hoof. And it's not usually just one of these things, it's usually multifactorial. It's usually a couple of different things going on. So if you don't change the cause, you're just going to be battling never-ending thrush infection. Let me save you some time. These are some mistakes I see constantly. Number 1, only treating a horse as thrush when they notice a smell. By then it's too late. It's already taken root and it's going to take weeks, if not months, to get a hold of. This might seem obvious for some, but I have seen people take their horse out of the pasture and proceed to put the thrush treatment directly on the hoof without cleaning the hoof. Like, you wouldn't slap a Band-Aid on a dirty wound. No, you wouldn't. So don't slap a Band-Aid on your horse's dirty wound. Clean that hoof out and then apply your treatment, because if not, you're just trapping that bacteria in. Mistake number 3, horse owners stopping treatment too early. It's still there. Just because it doesn't smell or the frog looks maybe 50% improved, you usually have to treat thrush for several weeks longer than you actually think you need it. Sort of like antibiotics, if you don't finish the course out, you still have the infection. So with your thrush treatment, you're going to use it as directed on your product label, and that's usually several weeks past when you think you need it. Mistake number 4 is ignoring the environmental factors that are causing your horse's thrush to begin with. Ignoring the fact that your horse is in a pasture filled with mud and manure, because that's the perfect bacteria factory. If you're not picking up your horse's poo in a timely manner, if you're just letting the horses sit in mud, they're gonna keep getting thrush over and over. Here's a little tip for people who are like, you know what, I feed my horse in this one spot by the gate and it's just mud. You can try feeding them on the other side of the gate. It might be more work, sure, but if it means your horse's hooves are in better condition, I think it's worth it. You can try putting the hay in different spots, rotating your pasture so they're not always in mud. This is why it's so important to properly plan your build when building barns, fences, figuring out where the drains are going to be, because muddy pastures aren't just an annoyance. If severe enough, it can actually cause some serious health issues. So if you're doing any of those mistakes, that's why your thrush keeps coming back. All right, so how do we actually fix it? Here's what I've found actually works. Step number 1, clean the hoof every single day. Now, I understand there's a lot of people out there who board their horse or they have a super busy life and they can't actually clean their horse's hoof every single day. It is best if you can, or if you can pay to have someone else do it for you. But if not, just doing it as frequently as you can. If you're only out to the barn a couple times a week, make sure every time you're out to the barn, you're cleaning your horse's hooves, especially when it's mud season. And I mean actually clean it, not just like a quick flick. Like, you have to get in there, in the nooks and crannies of the frog, and like get all that debris out. Because remember, that debris contains bacteria. Step number 2, get your horse into a dry environment. Believe it or not, this actually matters more than the product you use, because you can use, let's say, the best antibiotics on the planet, but if you keep eating meat that's been left out on the counter, you're going to keep getting food poisoning. And those antibiotics eventually will stop working. So similarly, if your horse is constantly in that environment, which caused them to have the thrush infection to begin with, no product on the market is going to keep up. Your horse will just keep getting thrush and you're just forever going to be treating your horse's hooves. Ways you can make the pasture drier. I've seen people pour shavings in the mud, maybe mixing some sand down there, changing the gate that you take your horse in and out of. If you have another entry point, even if it's longer, maybe you have to take the long way around, might be worth doing. If your horse has thrush, maybe this means you're not riding outdoors because the ground is still wet and mushy, and maybe you have to suck it up and ride indoors. Or maybe you have to ride not your favorite trail because it's drier. Getting your horse into a dry environment is going to help you more than any medication. So just keep that in mind. Step number 3, Apply the treatment consistently, not just once a week, not just when the smell is particularly bad or when you have time or when you remember. Consistently, ideally every day. It depends on the product, but many of them are labeled for daily use. Some are even multiple times a day initially, and then like once a day or twice a week. So follow your product label and apply it as directed. Step number 4, keeping that frog exposed to air. So this could mean not stalling your horse, because if they're just standing in a stall, that's interrupting airflow to your horse's frog, and bacteria hates oxygen. Well, at least this type of bacteria does. And if your horse is just standing in one place, like a stall, it is also trapping moisture as well. So if there's a dry pasture that you can turn your horse out into, just so they're walking around, not just standing in soiled bedding all day, this can be extremely beneficial. As much as you can, get that horse moving, get that air flowing to that frog. And if thrush is severe, you're probably gonna need to enlist the help of your farrier and your veterinarian. Thrush is one of those things people just brush off as not a big deal, like whatever. My horse isn't lame. I mean, they can get lame from thrush, believe it or not. Or like, my horse doesn't seem that painful. They probably are. Imagine if you had an infection in your foot. But yeah, many people brush it off and say it's not that big of a deal. Sure, it's not that big of a deal until your horse is suddenly lame and the frog is half gone. Fun little side story. This actually happened to my horse. My horse had beautiful, rock solid, hard hooves when I got her. She didn't need shoes ever. Her feet were in pristine condition. I moved her to a facility that had very small pastures, like small compared to what she's in now. She's in like a 10 to 12 acre pasture at the moment. So by comparison, it was very small and very muddy. It was not really built with flooding in mind. The way this facility flooded, I can actually put a little clip in here just to demonstrate how bad it was. So yeah, she'd be standing in water constantly, like literally a stream going through her pasture. There was mud up to her knees. She was wet 24/7 for probably 6 months out of the year. So she developed a severe thrush infection in both of her front hooves, the back hooves as well, but they're slightly more elevated off the ground, so they weren't as badly affected. But it was to the point where she almost had no frog, and I absolutely had to move her. This is one of the major reasons why I moved her from that facility to the place we're currently at. And it took, I think it was like 1.5 to 2 years before her frogs were fully grown back. It was insane. Point being, it starts out small and then it just escalates and it's a huge problem. And it's very painful for your horse. The frog is very important for hoof health. It's vital in hoof circulation. The frog also absorbs shock, provides traction, and most importantly, assists with circulation. So if your horse does not have a frog, that is a problem. The frog hits the ground, it compresses, and that compression pushes the blood back up the leg. Then when the hoof lifts, that frog expands again and blood flows back down to the hoof. So basically, it is a hoof pump. So please understand how important it is to keep the frogs of your horse's hooves intact. So if your horse's frog is half gone, you're doing damage control. Oh, and here's a little tip. You know how thrush is caused from 24/7 moisture? Well, I noticed so many thrush products are liquid, and I'm putting moisture on my horse's wet, soft, soggy frog that I really want to like harden up and regrow. I would put farrier formula, anti-thrush putty in the hooves, but then the medication will get like sucked off in the mud. So what I have found works best for my horse, who had severe thrush to the point where she almost didn't have frogs anymore. I think it's called No Thrush Powder. It comes in a white bottle, it comes in various sizes, and it's a powder. And you can pack it in there and it's absorbing some of the moisture, drawing some of that moisture out. Nobody's paid me to say this, but I'm pretty sure that that powder is second most responsible for healing my horse's hooves of Thrush. Number one, I moved her away from a constant puddle of mud. So if you've tried all those liquids, the putty gets sucked off in the mud, maybe consider trying the powder. It's a bit expensive and I might be using more of it than is necessary, but I just like crammed that powder in my horse's hoof and it worked. So if you've ever dealt with thrush, what did you use? What worked? What didn't? I'm Adri with her horse, and if you want more weekly horse videos, hit that subscribe because that's all I talk about. Horses, everything horses. I'm still obsessed. It was definitely not a phase. Your horse can't tell you when something's wrong, but their hooves absolutely will. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.